1er CRU and Grand Cru are French terms. They're used to identify the best plots of land or the best terroir for wine grapes to be grown. In France, the concept was born in Burgundy in the 11th century, and when the monks started taking care of all the vineyards, they meticulously documented what plots of land were the best for growing wine grapes over hundreds of years. So in theory, the better plots of land produce better wine grapes, which should in turn produce better wine. 1er CRU means it's supposed to be really good, while Grand Cru means it's supposed to be the best. There are records of specific plots of vineyards being marked for quality in Tokai, Hungary, and even the Douro in Portugal that go back hundreds of years as well. But these days, when we think of 1er CRU and Grand Cru, we think of it as a French concept that's spread all over the world. The Germans use that to classify their vineyards. In Champagne, it's not the vineyards itself, but the villages that are named 1er or Grand Cru. It does get confusing because in Bordeaux, the crus are the chateaus themselves, and Grand Cru means it's supposed to be good, but in the left bank of Bordeaux, if you see 1er Grand Cru Class A, that means first growth. Let's just say that Bordeaux is a little bit of an anomaly. For simplicity's sake, outside Bordeaux, 1er CRU means really good vineyards, Grand Cru means the best vineyards. And don't worry if you're confused, when I started to appreciate wine, that was a really confusing concept for me as well. In Burgundy, you have a 4-tier system when it comes to classification of wines. You have Bourgogne, which is the general appellation. This can be made from grapes from all over Burgundy. Then you have the village level of wine, can be named after the specific village like Chablis, Gevrey-Chambertin. Then you have 1er CRU and Grand Cru. These wines are often named after the vineyards itself. Today we're going to see if we can taste the difference between those 4 levels of quality from one producer in Chablis. Chablis is considered to be part of Burgundy, though it's pretty far north. It's actually closer to Sancerre and Champagne. The wines are more in that Sancerre style. They're more steely, more mineral driven. They're less rich and less weighty than those wines of Burgundy proper. Chablis is about 3,450 hectares. Less than a third of that are Cru designated vineyards. There are 40 1er CRUs. There are 7 Grand Crus. Some of the most popular, most expensive Chablis come from Davissa or Ravenel. But I think this producer, the only cooperative in Chablis, La Chablisienne, is one of the greatest cooperatives in the world. They make nearly a quarter of all Chablis labeled wine from 270 different growers. Burgundy samples are few and far between for media because they sell out really quickly. Demand's high, so I'm really happy that La Chablisienne agreed to send me some samples of these wines to do this tasting for you. I want to see that if in the glass 1er CRU, Grand Cru actually makes a difference. The French have always believed in their concept of terroir that 1er CRU, Grand Cru vineyards should always make the best wines. When Robert Parker started to get big in the 80s and 90s, he turned that concept upside down. He argued that just because wines came from a Grand Cru vineyard doesn't mean they're automatically the best. In 2001, he had an interview with the journalist Charlie Rose, and he was talking about Chambertin, a Grand Cru vineyard in Burgundy. Napoleon loved wines from that vineyard, producing some of the rarest, most expensive wines in the world. He said this, and I quote, "Chambertin has almost 24 owners making wine. I can tell you from experience that 2 or 3 are going to be profound. 2 or 3 are going to be pretty good, and the rest are going to range from absolutely appalling to just insipid, mediocre juice. But they're all going to be called Grand Cru, they're all going to be called Chambertin, and you're going to pay an arm and a leg for them." That's a thought-provoking statement. Let's see if the Grand Cru wine tastes the best. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get tasting. Ready to taste some Burgundy? I got a Burgundy glass. This is the Riedel Pinot Noir Performance glass. This is quickly becoming my favorite glass. It has these little striations on it. Not only does it look cool, but Riedel claims it increases surface area to get more out of the wines. I know this is a Pinot Noir glass, but I find it works really good with Chardonnay, other big white wines. I have a link in the description box. It's not cheap, but this is a heck of a glass. I am pumped to do this tasting. As always, I Coravin these. I had somebody mix them up for me. My opinions of white Burgundy has changed a lot in the last couple years. I used to think it was one of the most overrated fine wine styles in the world. That's only because I've been tricked a lot in blind tastings because there's great Chardonnay made all around the world. However, those wines were usually on the younger side. Last year, I did a great tasting of aged white Burgundies, and while not all of them were great, the ones that shined were really just exceptional. Though aged white Burgundies stood out in comparison to the New World Chardonnays, and then it just made me think, that's why white Burgundy's white Burgundy. All right, let's get started here. Wine 1. Chablis is a style that I absolutely love. I love the high acid, mineral driven wines. It's just I don't drink it nearly enough. Let's get going. Chablis mostly is made in stainless steel. The higher end 1er Grand Crus are made with oak, although a lot of times it's older oak or it's bigger oak casks. Beautiful golden color. Let's give it a smell here. This smells awesome. Banana. This smells Really good. Banana, white peach, stone fruits, lime even. I might not think this is Chablis in a blind tasting. I know it smells riper. Stony mineral, it's incredibly complex. Holy smokes, that's a nice wine to start. Generous mouthfeel. A lot of people think of Chablis as just steely. The higher end ones can be fairly rich like this one is. This has just got a beautiful balance of fruit and mineral. I mean, this is a gorgeous wine. That is exceptional. It's just the mouthfeel. White wines that are barrel fermented that are really good, which I think this is, just have the sandy texture. That's a heck of a start. I would, how awesome would that be if that was just the Village, the regular Chablis, or just the standard Burgundy wine? I don't think it is. Let's move on to number 2 here. Too similar, it's just not as rich. This has more lime notes. This has even got like a touch of vanilla, even a touch of like lilac, jasmine. Number 2, it wasn't maybe as weighty, as rich as number 1, but the length on this was just, it was super serious wine. Just comes down, I mean, these are real high level, classy wines. Man, I have a hard time, like the flavors up front of number 1 were really good, and then 2, the flavors were more mineral driven, but maybe it was a tad bit longer. Let me go back and taste. I'm usually always spitting when I'm doing these tastings, but I'm gonna swallow a little bit because I have to feel the length. That's hard to tell. Let's move on to 3 and 4. Okay, 3 is definitely not as explosive as these 2. It's more limey, more guava, more steely, minerally. This to me is like Chablis. Acidity, minerally, long. This to me is more typical Chablis. This is for people that are gonna like more acid. These don't have as much acid. I think this is the Chablis level wine. Let's move on to 4. Wine 4 smells like a fresher wine. That'd be interesting if it, I don't know. Get some sandy type notes. Literally, sometimes when you get on the beach, you can smell that quartz, that kind of that big sand note. White peach, a little bit of lime. These are hard to tell too. Let me go back and forth here. These are good wines, even the basic wine. It was really hard to tell the difference. I was confused a little bit. I was going back and forth, but I'm just gonna go with my gut instinct. You ready? This was tough. I think you might see some drastic differences with time in the bottle. I thought the fresh wine would stand out because there's one wine here that's 2022 and then 3 of them are 2019. All I know is this glass was awesome with Chablis and I want to drink some of these wines. Let's start with number 3. I think this was the basic Burgundy. This will just be labeled Bourgogne. I think it'll be the most affordable. I still think it was delicious. The thing was because on the finish, it was real high in acidity. The fruit didn't follow through all the way. Mineral, this is typical what I would think of Chablis. It was long. I still gave it 90 points. I thought it was very good. I actually thought the basic Burgundy might not be that good. Maybe it's the glass too. I don't know. They're not sponsoring me to say that. I bought these glasses, but the glass was awesome. Basic Burgundy, I think. 90 points. Wine number 3. Let's take a look. I'm already wrong. This is La Chablisienne. This is the Chablis 1er CRU Les Fourneaux. 2019. This is $50. Wow, I guess it was acidity, long, you know, typical Chablis. Now I'm really interested to see. That's the power of wine tasting. Let's go to wine number 4. I thought this was the Chablis level wine. Sandy, it was limey. It had really good finish. The fruit, I kind of went back and forth between these two. I had a little bit more fruit on the finish. I gave it 92 points blind. I am a little bit nervous now. I guess it really doesn't matter at 92 points. Let's take a look. This is the basic Bourgogne. This is the La Chablisienne Bourgogne Chardonnay Emotions Mineral. This is 2022. This comes in at $17. I just scored it blind, 92 points. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was the Chablis level wine. It's just the basic wine, $17. I think that's a heck of a steal. Let's move on here. We're gonna have a major upset here. I think. Wine number 2, I thought it was the 1er CRU, jasmine flower, lime, mineral. It was super long. I gave it 94 points blind. I thought it was exceptional. I went back and forth. I didn't know which one I was going to call Grand Cru, but decided to go with my first instinct. I thought this was 1er CRU number 2, but obviously I'm wrong. Let's take a look here. I went back and forth, still 94 points. This is the La Chablisienne Chateau Grenouille. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is the 2019, 139 bucks, 2019. I did give it 94 points. I went back and forth. I know the cooperative bought a parcel of this Grand Cru vineyard in 1978. I thought I really would be able to nail the difference here, but it is what it is. Man, so we have a major upset here. Wine 1, golden white peach, ripe. It had tons of texture. I'm really shocked because I've had other vintages of this wine in the past before and it didn't show as well. More of a generous style. I thought it was the Grand Cru. I gave it 95 points. I do have to say in my defense, a lot of times in estate or village level wine, sometimes I like them a lot more because producers can take from different vineyards, blend, and make the best wine possible. Maybe I'm just trying to make myself feel better. And look, well, lucky you, because you're gonna get a value here. This is the La Chablisienne Chablis La Pierrelée 2019. This comes in at 30 bucks. I just scored it 95 points. Scored really well next to the Grand Cru. Although they were pretty close, I went back and forth. My goodness, so I guess I couldn't tell the difference. So tell me, have you done a lot of tastings between Appellation, Village, 1er CRU, and Grand Cru level wine before, especially in Burgundy? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear. Drop it in the comments below. See ya. Woo.